Hello, this is Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends Blogspot. It's Friday, August 3rd, 2007, and the market's closed, and they got smashed pretty good here today. I think the important thing here to point out is that, once again, the only thing that matters is price. Yesterday I pointed out a couple reasons why we might be at a potential support level. We spoke about that trend line from the weekly time frame as an area where a lot of times people stop selling when it gets there, other people start buying, but today we had obviously no support at that level. We also had a retracement of this move that I just outlined there, which came down to about 2/3 retracement at that same area. Or actually right now, we've undercut it with the lows from Wednesday is where we'd actually thought that might have been acting as support. But the bottom line is, once again, that the only thing that matters in the market is price. I said that it looked like it was starting to stabilize a little bit yesterday. We saw the market get back above that 5-day moving average, but obviously that didn't hold. The level of support that I thought we should keep an eye on was 146, and you can see that when that 146 level was broken here this afternoon, that's where we really just had a free fall, and it just felt like people were throwing stocks away. There's got to be some real pain out there right now, and it doesn't feel good for anyone. Hopefully, you got on the right side of the market, which is the short side, when it started breaking down in there. So there was I put out a intraday chart on the Qs saying that basically getting below this level here, 47.70, was kind of where I was thinking that things could get ugly for the afternoon, and they certainly did. It dropped the 50 cents from that level. Let's take a look at the Qs. The Qs were unable to hold above this 50-day moving average on a closing basis for the week. Yesterday it looked like it was getting back up above there. We had seen light volume, and curiously we have light volume in here again today. So perhaps maybe this is the next test that's going to hold, but realistically, let's just look at price and let price determine it. We've got still this 5-day moving average. It's still declining, and it's this trend line also was touched yesterday, and we just kind of completely fell apart. Once it took out yesterday's lows, though, that's where people really gave up on this market and realized that this recovery, what was looking like the beginning of a recovery in here, was completely failed at that point. And the Nasdaq didn't make new lows as the S&P did, but it's still not a pretty picture at all. The semiconductors, these guys continued. It looked like maybe we were looking for consolidation in here, looking at maybe a tide change, but would have needed to take out that $38 level, which it didn't do. And this 5-day moving average is still declining. We saw just again, once yesterday afternoon's lows or yesterday morning's lows were taken out, we saw people throwing their stocks away, and it didn't matter what sector it was in. The damage was widespread today. The IWM really got hit the worst once again, down 4% here. These down at $75 a share. They've lost $3.13 today, and this has been the weakest group since it failed to break out past that 85 level a couple weeks back. Was our first sign there was a problem, and then the way it undercut this 200-day moving average and stayed below it. There's no, again, we had this moving average starting to look like it was flattening out, but it didn't take out any resistance up near that 78.5 level that I thought was the key level for it to get above for a bounce to materialize. Same thing here was that it took out yesterday's lows. It did it earlier in here and kind of bounced around in that area. You can see that, but once it took out that new low in the afternoon right here, that's where it really began to unwind. So hopefully you still got some pieces of your portfolio intact. And the thing that if you look back 2 weeks ago, where this breakdown began was where I pointed out this little head and shoulders pattern, and it far exceeded the downside target. But once again, targets, moving averages, indicators, oscillators, those are all good things to look at and to give us an idea of what might be next for the market. But the only thing that pays is price, and that's what all of your decision making should be based on, is price action first.